All right, hello. Hope you guys are all doing well. I am back. Shout out to YouTube and a shout out to Facebook. This video is going on Facebook Live. I will download it for you and upload it onto YouTube once I am done. There seems to be much better reception with my phone. So we're going to do the stars of Clarence and Virginia Thomas. I did a brief analysis of Clarence's stars the other day. And the only thing I didn't mention about his stars when I looked a little deeper was that, where is it? Some of us are born with planets in critical degrees, and what that means is when planets are in critical degrees, there's just going to be some more challenges to those placements, okay? Now, in Clarence's chart, he only has his Mars is in critical degrees. Hey, Pam, how are you, hon? His Mars is the only thing in critical degrees, and we talked about this the other day. There's his chart, there's his Mars. Mars is in the 4th house. And it's in Virgo, which makes him a picky, fussy asshole. Verbally abusive to people. Has no empathy. This is just what I'm seeing in his stars. But the wife also has a Mars in the 4th house. So they're both a couple of verbally abusive assholes. I'm doing well. I'm hanging in there, you know, taking it one day at a time. I hope you're doing well too, hon. I miss you. Okay, Virginia. Here is Virginia's chart. Now, Virginia Thomas has the Sun, the Moon, Venus, and Jupiter all in critical degrees, meaning these are the areas where she's going to have more challenges. Now, Jupiter is the Lord of Luck. When you have the position in critical degrees, this can make a person do unsavory things for money. You know, illegal things for money. Not all the time, but sometimes. Okay, so here's what I want to talk about before I get into the compatibility of them, because this is their compatibility chart. Clarence is on the outer and Virginia is Virginia is the outer and Clarence is the inner. So the inner circle is Clarence, the outer circle is Virginia. Now, here's what I notice about the both of them. Both of them have a moon in Capricorn. So anytime you're dealing with someone, please remember the moon is our emotions. And whatever sign it's in, it's going to take on our character of emotions. They both have, hi Rihanna, how are you? They both have a moon in Capricorn. Now, souls that are born with a Capricorn moon, they are cold, unemotional. They show very little emotion and they show very little empathy sometimes. Now, both of these people have this placement in their stars. Clarence has his in his 8th house. Virginia has hers in the 12th house, okay? Virginia has a hidden dragon in Capricorn, and the tail is in Cancer. So usually when she has a moon sitting on a hidden dragon head, she is going to be incredibly political. Capricorn in nature is a conservative sign. Okay, that doesn't mean all Capricorns are conservative, but it is a conservative sign. It sticks to the tried and true. It is rigid. It shows no emotion. And unfortunately, both of these people don't give two shits about the little guy. They have no empathy, or they're lacking in empathy. Let's go back over to Virginia's chart. Before I get into the both of them together, let's cover her a minute. So Virginia is born on February 23rd, 1957. She is born in the sun sign of Pisces, but she's born in the constellation of Aquarius. She has I wouldn't say that's quite a stellium, but she's got her Mercury in Aquarius. She's got her Venus in Aquarius. She's got her black moon Lilith in Aquarius. So I will tell you this. There is a possibility that she could exit this life through an aeronautic accident or through circulatory and nervous system issues. That will be how she leaves this world. One of those two ways. That's a possibility. Anyway, here's the interesting part about these two. Clarence Thomas is born in June 23rd, 1948. He's born in the constellation of Cancer. Or excuse me, he's born in the sun sign of Cancer, but in the constellation of Gemini. Now, both of these two are cusp babies, in my opinion. February 23rd, that's right around the cusp. I think it changes on the 20th. I could be wrong. Don't quote me on that one. He is also kind of a cusp baby because he's born in June, but he's a Cancer. So the laws of attraction are set in place, okay? Anytime people fall in love or make a sexual connection, it's either through the 5th or the 7th house. It's called the laws of attraction. So she's Pisces, he's Cancer. Count with me, okay? Pisces is March, April, May, June, July. Now, yes, he's born in June, but in the laws of attraction, she's Pisces, he's Cancer. There is a strong sexual attraction there. Now, my Patreons have their love chart to read, and one of my kids was reading it and was totally grossing out because the chart really does tap into their sex life, how they operate between the sheets as well as psychologically. So we're all adults here, and if you are in my Patreon, you get the opportunity to read that. Whether you are the mother on the mother tier or the crone tier, you get to read that. And I've highlighted quite a few things. That is their love chart. So I've incorporated what I do when I'm doing a love chart, and I do extra stuff with synastry. So you'll see little numbers on the side. I didn't complete them for my Patreons because I usually do that for as a paid service. I'm not going to sit here and waste my time on Clarence and Virginia Thomas all that much. Anyway, Clarence Thomas is born with a dragon's head in Taurus and the tail is in Scorpio. Virginia, my daughter was calling her another name earlier. It sounds like Virginia, but it ends in Ina. Anyway, sorry, I'm amusing myself today. Virginia's dragon's head is in Scorpio, and the tail is in Taurus. His is in Taurus, and the tail is in Scorpio. These two knew each other in a past life. Not only are they soulmate connection, they're also karmic. These two are karmic in some way. They have crossed paths before in a past life. I don't know how. I can't be for certain here. Whether it was through marriage, maybe they were brother and sister, or maybe they were doctor and patient. I don't know, but they have crossed paths before because of it. Now, I explained about the dragon's head. Now, let me explain. Clarence's natal dragon's head's in Taurus. This is in his 12th house of the subconscious. And his tail is in Scorpio, the 6th house of health and service to the world. This would be why he was in the hospital. This is why he's not looking very good in the spotlight right now. The whole complexity of this, his wife is going to ruin his career. I personally think he's done for. Especially with him having he's on his dragon return. What do I mean by that? Anytime the dragon makes its full circle around the zodiac every 20 to 22 years. So if you're born, for example, he's born with a dragon's head in Taurus and a tail in Scorpio. What universal axis are we in? Yes, Taurus, Scorpio. He's on his dragon return. This means that he will be experiencing many wake-up calls, and he's going to have to realize that even a court justice like himself is not above the law. Those dragon returns, well, you know, the universe kind of expects us to learn our lesson in those 20 years. The stars want us to progress forward and to better ourselves as human beings. I mean, I can honestly say my dragon return doesn't come for another 3 years, okay? And I can honestly say when it does come, those 20 to 22 years, I've grown. I've learned so much in my life from my dragon returns. This is where we learn from our past mistakes and the life lessons. Now, Virginia's dragon energy becomes reversed, meaning that the universal dragon is in a Taurus Scorpio. And I know this is kind of confusing, so let me go slow here. So now she has the head cruising her 4th of home and security. Maybe she'll be put on house arrest. What do you think? And her dragon's head that's in the 10th, that's stationed natally in the 10th, now has the Scorpius wake-up call, secrets coming to life, dragon tail sitting there on her career. She does not look good in the public light. Her career is done, whatever that was. Hi, Karen. How are you? Oh my gosh, long time no see or talk. Wow. I hope you're well, hon. She's done. This Scorpio tail dragon will start leaking information. No matter how much those two fight it, they're not going to be able to be strong enough for this Scorpius tail. So yes, Mr. Thomas is on his dragon return. She is not. She experienced her dragon return probably 10 years ago, maybe 11, when the dragon's head was in Scorpio and the tail was in Taurus. Okay. Going through my notes here. So let me get their chart. I have the software up for them. And I'm not going to share all of this with you, but I am going to share quite a bit with you on this. This is their compatibility chart I'm looking at. Now, Clarence's moon is in Virginia's 12th house, and Virginia's moon is in Clarence's 8th house. Now, the 8th house is the house of life, death, rebirth, and transformation. 12th house is the house of the deep subconscious mind. So, both of these people share a karmic link, which can either be joyful or troublesome, depending on the overall compatibility between the two of them. And there's nothing lukewarm about this relationship. They're either very hot for each other or not. Yeah, I know. Gross, right? Yuck. Oh, God. Okay. So this means that whatever wrongdoing she has done, it's going to get exposed. And every detail is going to be revealed. I spelled it wrong. I spelled revealed, reviled. Sorry, you guys. She will not look good in the public eye at all. And very, very bad days ahead for the Thomas family. Now, her own stars are destined to, like I said, to tank his career in some way. On their compatibility chart, you won't get to see this unless you're in Patreon. On their compatibility chart, there are numbers. And they go from 4 being the best to -4. It goes 4, 3, 2, 1, and then -4, -3, -2, -1. The minuses are the negatives in a relationship, and I do this with love. When 2 charts combined, I break down the synastry, and I can usually tell whether you're soulmates or karmic in nature, or if you guys are just not going to last. I mean, so there's some people that shouldn't even be together. These two, usually when you get a -4, that's a red flag, but in the realm of compatibility and relationships, those two, they should be able to get together and be fine, even if there's a -4. If there's more than one -4 in the chart, that is a red flag and a disaster. And combining Clarence and Virginia's chart together, they got a -4. And I'll read those to you in a minute as I'm going down the chart here. I just want to make sure I spoke about everything I was supposed to speak about. Hold on, make sure I read all the highlighted parts. I think I did. Okay, bear with me. Scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. One thing I could say, because Clarence's Jupiter is in Virginia's 11th house, this is the house of friends and wishes. They were good friends before they got involved. They saw each other as friends first before they ever became lovers. Okay. Their compatibility together does represent and indicate a lasting marriage. I just don't know if what is going on right now is going to be repairable. We'll see how much he loves her, but you might be seeing impeachment of a court justice in the next 10 months to come. There's that possibility. What else did I post here? Hold on. Bear with me. I'm scrolling, scrolling, scrolling. So Clarence's Pluto is in Virginia's 7th house. And here is where that worries me. So on this chart, I guess I better put my glasses back on. On this chart, Clarence is the inner. So where's Pluto? Clarence's Pluto is in Virginia's 7th house. So they share a karmic bond, a karmic tie, and they will teach each other a great deal about power and control issues. leading to mutual growth and self-improvement. In a love relationship, conflict over joint finances is likely and could lead to breakup or divorce. Now, with Clarence's Pluto in Virginia's 7th house, Pluto. 7th house is the house of life, death, rebirth, and transformation. I don't know what kind of health issues he's having. It could be generated by stress, but there is and I'm not wishing this, but Pluto in the 7th house represents a death of a spouse, death of a business partner, death of a business of some sort, a death of a contract. There's a death of some sort going on. That could be the death of your marriage. Doesn't necessarily mean he's going to die, but there is that possibility with that dragon cruise in your 6th house of health. There is that possibility. But because his Pluto sits in her 7th, that is not good at all. Whether you love them or like them, or hate them, I mean. Whether you love them or hate them, that is not good. Okay, so here I am in planets in aspect, and they have a lot of pluses. If you ever get a love chart from me, you'll always see at the end of the chart, it's going to state a number sequence and hi Daisy, what is harmonious and what is not harmonious. Now, they are more harmonious than non-harmonious, but like I said, there's 2 red alerts on here with a -4 in their Sen Astri. Let's talk about Clarence's sun opposing Virginia's moon. Now, this is a good thing, but this aspect between the two indicates power struggles, okay? And he wants to dominate her. But there's a strong attraction. But it's not going to necessarily be a lasting one. I don't know. At his age, I don't know how he's going to feel if they decide to impeach him. Because some of the information that's coming out about him is not the behavior that a court justice should have. I mean, when we think of a court justice, we think of someone with an unbiased opinion until they see all the facts. That's our court justices. And yes, they are elected by whether they're Democratic or Republican, and some take on a more conservative tone. I get it. But when that insurrection was happening, he was the only judge who was for overthrowing it. Okay, so that's telling me that you have been compromised. You've been compromised. You have no right to be on a Supreme Court with a biased opinion like that. You just don't. And I've never really liked him. I'm old enough to remember the whole Anita Hill thing. And I knew he was guilty back then. I was like, oh, a dirty old man. Oh, God. So, yes, to be continued, the saga of these two. I'm scrolling. Hold on. I got to find those red alerts for you, and I want to read them to you. Here we go. So Clarence's Mars squares Virginia's Saturn, and this is in a relationship. This is a red flag. Mars is desire principle, but Mars is also action and power. Squares are tension, and Saturn is fear and disease and structure and control. There's a power struggle here. It is a red alert. It's a -4, as I'd call it. These two kind of irritate and disrupt the constructive plans for each other. There may be many problems with adjustment with the aspect. What else can I say about these two? Mars, action, aggression, squaring, tension in Saturn, which rules politics as well. This is the placement where she is destined to ruin his career. She isn't fully aware of it, but if they both feel entitled and above the law, and they do, they both feel entitled. They're elitists. I don't know how else to put it. They're rich, entitled assholes, and they don't give a fuck about you or anybody else. Pardon my French, but I'm gonna call it like I see it. The next red alert is right below this one. And this is where her Mars is squaring his Saturn. Okay? And that is not good. Both of these people have the same placement, meaning that they both irritate each other in some way. Even though he talks, oh, my bride, they've been married for I don't know how long. Oh, my bride, my bride. And he does have a son. His son is from another marriage. So that's why I was saying, because he has a Mars in the 4th, that's going to make him very verbally aggressive. And she does too. And she never had kids. Thank God for that. Jeez. Let's see here. Let me look at my notes and see if I covered everything. Are there any questions you guys have in Facebook before I end this recording about them? I've read as much as I have highlighted here. It would take me forever to read the entire chart. That's why Patreon got the entire chart. So, let's see. Yeah, like I said, when there are 2 or more of those red alerts, like you're going to know, like I've told you about in the chart, it ends up with very bad endings to a marriage or a career. Once they start getting lower on the chart, you guys won't see this, but Patreon will. It really doesn't pertain. I shouldn't have even brought it up, but once I get to like the 40 mark, I kind of stopped counting because, like I said, it wasn't a paid service. And I already had to read some of their love chart, which made me nauseous. So now I fear the worst is going to be yet to come with evidence and information coming out and coming into light here. And I do urge you all to seek out alternative media, because I don't think they're going to broadcast some of the truths that are going to come out. Alternative media, overseas media, Guardian, BBC, Vice World News. These have more of a non-biased, I don't know about the BBC, don't quote me on that, but Vice World News especially, I just mentioned them on my YouTube. They have a more unbiased opinion, and they don't sway to a certain political realm, if that makes any sense. Now, because these two, he's going to feel it more than she will, but because he's on his dragon return, April 30th, we have a new moon. No, the new moon. Excuse me. We do have a new moon on April 30th. We have a solar eclipse, also partial solar eclipse in Taurus. Then on May 16th, we have a full moon in Scorpio and a lunar eclipse. This is dangerous. This is where this dragon's energy is going to... Just watch the news around May 16th and see what happens. This is where the war in Russia could either begin, or not begin, end, or continue to escalate. But this is also where Clarence Thomas has that eclipse hitting his 6th house of health, service to the world. he could either, there's a possibility he could die, or be so ill that he can't do his duty, service to the world as a court justice, and resign. The other option is he might be impeached, which I don't, has a court justice, do you guys know? I mean, has a court justice ever been impeached? Do anybody know this? I should go research this. But yeah, the May is a biggie. It's a big month with all the lunar eclipse in Scorpio. And like I said, right on him, 6th house. So keep your eye on him. Now, for Virginia, she's going to experience this eclipse on her 10th house. This is the house of health, or the house of career, public standing. She's done. She does not look good in the spotlight at all. Right now, she's under a microscope, the public microscope. And I personally think they're both going to go down in flames. And someone said to me the other day, I don't believe it, the elitists always get off. You're right, they do. But a Scorpio dragon's tail is usually for the little guy. You're going to see in the next 15 months the poor getting rich and the rich getting poorer. That's Scorpio dragon tail for you. It's for the little guy. It's not all bad. I mean, yes, I fear this tail the most, but in the grand scheme of things, Virginia's 10th house, she's done. She's done. They're both going down in flames, in my opinion, one way or the other. They're not going to escape this. He'll either go out through health due to embarrassment and stress that may force him to resign, like I said, impeachment. And she's not to be looked upon with any dignity or respect. You know, I told my Patreons this last night, and I will tell you guys, break out your popcorn, grab a seat, and enjoy the shit show that's coming for the next couple of months, because this is going to be a real shit show. The next 18 months for these two should be very interesting. And like I said, with that Pluto sitting in the 7th house, that is the death of a marriage, the death of a career, the death of a business partner. It's not good. And that is the stars of Virginia and Clarence Thomas. I will keep you guys posted as the media and news post stuff. I haven't listened to the news in a few days, but watch the news. You'll see what I mean. Those platonic phases are when they're going to be hunted, the Thomases, especially those platonic phases, okay? We will see what happens in time. One thing I can say about the method of astrology I practice, a lot of people laugh at me. Yeah, right. And then 10, 15 months later, it happens. One thing I know is that the stars will always be on my side. You know what, Pam? Be blessed. Okay? I've told my mother to stop watching this. You're welcome, Karen. It's so good to see you. Miss you. Next time I'm in Monterey, we'll have to have a coffee or something. I hope Susie's doing well. I agree, Pam. I can't watch it anymore. Do you want to know the last time I really sat down and watched the news and I broke down crying? Aw, Daisy, thank you so much. I broke down crying. It was the day that the Russians bombed that maternity ward. I'm going to start crying again. Oh, God. And there were like 109 strollers to honor the kids that died. Oh, I'm going to bawl again, Daisy. Oh, my God. Oh, no, Linda, no. that was the last day I actually sat down and watched the news. I can't handle it anymore. It does something to my psyche, so I can't do it. I get a brief rundown every morning from my mother. And you're right, it is so heavy and sick. It's just, oh God. Anyway, so yeah, I haven't watched the news in over probably a week. I get briefed here and there from certain relatives in the household, but that was the last time I actually sat down and watched the news, cried and bawled my eyes out. Sorry. As a former advocate for children, it just hurts. It breaks my heart. Oh my gosh. Oh, Daisy. Thank you so much. Hi, Cynthia. Thank you so much. I feel very blessed. Thank you for those accolades. As I'm sitting here crying. Oh my God. That is one thing that triggers me is children and animals. And so, like I said, I don't watch the news. If something happens, you guys can message me and let me know it happened. I just don't want to know. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cry, you guys. I just get a little emotional when I see shit like that. It's the empath in me, I guess. You know? And there's children dying every day. It's not just in the Ukraine. So, you know, I know this, but it's just horrible. I don't think, I just did the new moon forecast on YouTube, and I don't think there's going to be a resolution for the next 10 days. I think we're going to have to wait till the Lord of Communication, Mercury, moves into Taurus, because right now Mercury is in Aries, and anytime Mercury is in Aries, that is not speaking with diplomacy and peace. That is about speaking with curtness and disdain and harshness, and there's no savoir-faire. Ah, Daisy, thank you. Yeah. So yeah, I don't think the next 10 days are going to be good. I think after we move into that Mercury in Taurus, it will get better, because Taurus is a little more diplomatic and has a little more diplomacy. This new moon energy that's here, or is coming, is more about personal achievements. This is, like I said, Aries moons are the perfect time to achieve things, to progress forward, whether it's your business, writing, applying for that job. Personal life, perfect. World at large, not so good. It represents war and chaos. And I don't know if you heard, this is the last thing I heard on the news was, I guess, Chernobyl, which some of you may not remember this, but it had a nuclear disaster back in the 80s. Now, Chernobyl is part of Ukraine now. And there goes my makeup. Shit. Anyway, it's part of Ukraine, but the Russian government, or the Russian army, had taken over that town. And this is when the trees were turning all red from the radiation. Well, I don't know what these idiots were doing, but they're doing some kind of digging there. And now a whole platoon of Russian soldiers has radiation poisoning. I'm like, see, this is what I mean. I was just talking about this on my YouTube channel about nukes, and this is very serious. To have our own lives being put in the hands of a madman is just a little unnerving for me. And I'm your astrologer. I'm supposed to keep it together here. go to my YouTube and watch the last video. I hope the recording turned out okay. Like I said, I'm doing a lot of these on my phone because it seems to record better than my camera. I'm not sure what the hell is going on. My kid and I had this conversation yesterday because she's a gamer. And she says, it's not your internet. It's your camera. And I'm just like, I spent over $120. It's not a cheap camera. So for those of you who are looking for a webcam, do not go with Razer. They're shit. That's all I'm going to say. All right, you guys, that was the stars. I went on a little rant and then I lost it. Sorry. You guys have a blessed new moon. I'm going to try and get back on here probably Sunday. I am running a Patreon special. I have it tagged in my YouTube video. It's only for the crone one, but it's usually 10 bucks a month, 120 a year, and I'm running a 50% off special. So for 60 bucks, you get everything. You get spell work, deity of the month, you get days of caution, you get the full horoscopes for both the new and the full moon, and you also get added bonuses, little extras of teaching that I add in. I just did a video a couple weeks ago on the 8 phases of the moon, and my friend Pam, who's in there, can relate to this. In my Patreon group, we were talking about how we're all born at certain times. Some of us are born during a full moon. Some of us are born during a new moon. I'm actually born during a dark moon phase. Hence, probably why, as a witch, I can consecrate the most power. I am the most powerful during that dark moon energy, which is like now. You know, probably the 3 days before the new and 3 days during the new, I am at my highest power. A lot of people that are born in that phase are like that. So you get added things like lessons on. I did some candle work, showed you how to dress some tea lights. And I'm going to be putting one on only for Patreon, the crone. I'm going to be doing a spell for the new moon. And you only do it during the new moon. Okay, you work, see, but you're dark moon, so you work well with that too. So I'm noticing that people that are born in either like the new moon, dark moon, like you, waxing crescent. I have a friend who's a witch, and she goes, I was born during a full moon, and she can, you know, that cone of power, she can generate it up, and she's just powerful. So we all have our gifts, is what I'm trying to say, and the moon phase actually has some importance. Okay. So you can relate here. But yeah, check it out if you're interested. I'm running a 50% off special, and I do all kinds of spell work and stuff. There is some spell work I did the other day. I recorded it, but I didn't share it with the general public, and I don't know if I'm going to, because it was it was something I had to do, not just for myself, but for a business associate. And it was a spell I haven't not done in a long time. So shut the fuck up spell. Sorry, 3 days. Damn it, I need a nap. I need a nap too. Remember when you're a little kid and you hated naps? You never thought it'd be the day where I'd be old enough to go, yay, a nap. God. Anyway. That is it. I want you all out there to have a wonderful new moon. Be safe. If you have any questions on anything, Clarence Thomas and his stars or the new moon, don't hesitate. I think the only other special I'm running this month on my website is I'm doing a 7-card horseshoe spread. think it's, I don't know how much it is, but it's $39.99, I think, right now is the special. And it's, I'm not doing any soul readings. I took the sale down because I had too many of them, and I just had to stop for a little bit. I will run another special on that later on, but not for the month of April. For the month of April, we're just going to keep it light and easy and just do, you know, a little tarot special, Patreon specials. And then, of course, my products are always on sale. I have a lot of clearance items going on. So you might want to check that out if you're looking for any crystals from Sedona. Or anything like that. And I should be back on here. Hi, Gail. I hope you're doing well. I should be back on here Sunday if I don't go hiking. I'm trying to get in as much hiking as I can before the heat hits, because I won't be hiking in 100-degree weather. That just is not an option. But we'll see what happens. Anyway, have a great weekend ahead, all of you. Be safe out there. Blessed new moon. And I'll try and get back on here on Sunday. Bye-bye, you guys. Bye, everybody.